YouTube. All right. First order of business with you guys. We have 79 here. Nice. I am on YouTube. All right. First order of business. And don't freak out, but it needs to be said. We need to stop worrying about this motherfucker right here. All right? We need to stop worrying about this guy and all the money he's lost you. I want you to take everything that you've learned, and I want you to, from this guy right here, and I want you to fucking throw it out the window. All of it. I want you to fucking take, I'm sorry for cursing. Sorry, I need to be better about it. But seriously, I want you guys to take everything you've learned and throw it in the trash from here. Seriously. I will say the silver lining of this is like we all met, and now we have built this great community off of this guy's shoulders. All right? But at the end of the day, this guy taught us terrible strategy. Okay? Yes, did we make some money off like Oracle and, Bend or whatever? Sure. But from what I've seen today is most of you are about to go into hell tomorrow with your expirations. Yeah? Yeah. Like negative 99%, 90%, whatever. Literally, have your day tomorrow about that. Complain about it, cry about it, do whatever you got to do. But come Friday, don't talk about it anymore. Negative talk is what is killing your guys' momentum. It kills it. Okay? Negative talk, self-doubt, all that stuff. You've got to believe in yourself. You have got to believe in yourself. Okay? That mentality is the number one thing in trading. You've got to believe in yourself. Don't be cocky. Don't be egotistic. But you've got to be able to believe in yourself. All right, I'm tired of looking at this guy. You've got to believe in yourself. And when I understand you guys have lost money. It sucks. Okay, it does. I've done it. Everybody's done it. Me and Mosh were literally just talking a couple of hours ago, like the amount of accounts he's blown and the accounts I've blown. Obviously, nothing of recent, but we've both blown accounts. Like $50,000, at least me, I've blown a $50,000 account. And did it suck? Oh yeah, it definitely did. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be able to trade like I am today. Did I quit? Yeah, for a little bit. I took a break. I did. I took the first time I did it, I was like, oh, this isn't for me. Absolutely not. And I think I stopped trading for like a year. I mean, I still had stocks, but like just trading in general, I just stopped for like a year, and then I got back into it, and then blew an account again, and so then I took like a month off, and then after that, I actually started. I was like, okay, I've got some money I can put into this account. I don't want to blow this money this time because I really believe this is something I can be good at. I really do. And I took it slow this time. I didn't just full port or half port or quarter port my entire portfolio into a singular trade. And I took my losses, but then I took my wins and I started learning from my losses. But it takes time, guys. It takes time. Yes, you see me have success. Yes, you see Profit Hunter have success. Swills, Coco, Mosh. But like we've done this for a while. How long did it take me to blow the first one? Probably a month. Probably a month. Yeah, you can blow an account in a day. I could blow my entire portfolio right now if I wanted to. I mean, I'm not going to, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't take long. But again, that was without proper risk management. Now, I know you guys are hearing that, well, I mean, damn, dude, you've gone negative 50%. Yeah, I have. I have gone negative 50%, and then it bounced right back to 100%. There's some people that it was brought to my attention were a little confused on my strategy, and I'm glad it was brought to my attention. And why I take the trades I took, why I didn't stop out or leave the trade. And I'll tell you why in a second. But there was something on the top of my brain that I was gonna say, and I just cannot remember what it was. Oh, you want to know? Do you really want to know why on stocks to buy now? Why we all did good on the Oracle trade, and then everybody started flooding in. Shit, I was bought into it for a second. Can you show me for Austin? Can you show me for research purposes? Show you what? Oh, blowing my account? No, no, not gonna do that. um, like it's just like the way that he was doing it. If you guys noticed, he was putting swings for a typical earnings play or anything like months out. Guys, you can't predict what's going to happen in 2 or 3 months with a company. You just can't do it. It's not. I mean, I just don't. Me personally, I just don't think it's technical analysis. I think it's hope. Like I really think that it's placing calls on hope. Now, don't get me wrong, I may not be the best person to talk about it because I don't do much swing trading. I do day trading because I can tell you what's probably going to happen in the next hour, unless there's news, obviously. But he would post those signals in there, and because there were so many members, by the time he posted the signal, he was already in the trade, which is fine. Most of us are. I know when I post a signal, right when I post it to you guys, I'm in the trade. But I know by the time you guys get in the trade, you guys aren't going to jack SPX or SPY up. There's too much volume going on. I mean, there's no way. But yes, he would pump and dump it. He would absolutely do that. That's why he stopped doing small caps, because he realized how much it was getting pumped, and then he would get out, and then you guys, then those people in the small caps would lose money, and he realized if he kept doing that, he was going to lose you guys, which is AKA his customers. So that's why he started posting those less, and he started doing bigger caps, so we couldn't pump them up anymore. We may pump them up a little bit, but not as much, and they were safer for you guys. But also, he leveraged you guys not knowing anything to stay around. He didn't want you to learn. He did not want you to learn. And if you could somehow get past his accent on learning, then there you go. But he didn't answer questions in a timely manner. And if he did answer a question, he just said, go to the options training dashboard. He didn't even answer the question, or he just told you to DCA. You, of course he's going to say DCA because he has a multi million dollar portfolio balance. He can do that. You can't. Oh no, Wicked. I did too on Lululemon. Pfft. I mean, dude, on Lululemon it went up 70% by the time I got in. When I got in, I was like, well, there's no reason for me to hold it now. But that's what I'm saying, guys. That's why, like, when Swills and then post signals, theirs is actually based on technical analysis because we don't have the amount of people that can actually boost something up like that. Okay, so that's why it sucked, and that's why we kept going back because he made everything seem like it was going to work out, and that's what kept you around. It's like when you're in a terrible relationship with somebody and you don't know what love is, but you do know, but your brain makes you think that an abusive relationship is what love is, and yet you stick around. Why do you do that? Because you think that is your version of love. Well, that was his version of keeping you guys around. Kept losing. Oh, we're going to get the next one. Oh, guys, I'm going to post a signal here in a little bit, and we would all wait. Stupid. All right. So enough with that. But yeah, he just didn't want to teach. And me personally, while I think posting on things and chat and texting is obviously good, um, I think doing live stuff like this is better because you can hear the tone in my voice, and you can answer stuff immediately. Why that was never a thing that was done, I have no idea. If it was, I feel like it could have been way better, but it wasn't. Um, Trump talking right now. Let's see what the market's. I wonder what SPY's doing in after hours. Tanking. Oh wait, hold on. Why is this always set to New York? Stop it. Actually pumping a little bit. So yeah. So and also let me go back to SPX because that's really what I was trading today. I'm gonna go over some things that I saw today. Before I get going, though, does anybody have any specific questions? I see a lot of people are chit-chatting. Damn, we have 92 people in here. That is awesome. Y'all catch the video where Ness melted down calling everyone stupid? No, I did not. Yeah, but yeah, like, guys, we got to move. Like, I don't really, like, I get it. It was, the app was bad, whatever. But, like, think about this. Put this in perspective. Let's say you're a single guy or gal and you're going on a date with somebody, a first date with somebody. Or on that date, are you going to sit there and trash talk your ex to this person on that date the entire date? No, you're not. Why would you do that? You're not going to get a second date, I'll tell you that much. And if you do get a second date, then there's something wrong with that chick or that guy. Like, so you got to stop thinking that you're hopeless or that you're never going to be successful, but like you just have to take it with patience, okay? The internet and the social media makes you think this is a get rich quick thing. Sometimes it can be, but sometimes it's a slow grind. Sometimes you make $300 one day, 300 the next, negative 200 the next, and then maybe 1200 the next after that. But as long as you got to learn how to do this stuff. I sent you guys a book, and I also placed it down here. Let me make sure we're recording. I also placed it all the way down here in the forum at the very bottom. If you guys want to go look in there, I put the book down in there as well. So please make sure you read that. I mean, read it over the weekend. I get it's big, it's long, but like it's got a lot of good information, and I've read it, and it's a great thing. All right, so to today, why I made the trades that I did. Let me look at my phone real quick. Let me see what time I executed my trade, my first one. Let me see. S&P 500. 10:15 a.m. All right. All right. So this is where I executed the trade. And the reason being, the reason I executed it is because we were close to this line right here, and we had already, and I knew that this was and with this big dump right here, in my head, I was thinking, okay, we're under the EMA, and we're under the EMA, we're right here close to this very important line, and I wanted to get in it because I thought that it was a good entry. So I got in it right here. Obviously, it went up. Let me see what time I sold real quick. Hold on. What time was this? 10:52. So I got in right here. I'll tell you why. Because I drew this on my chart and I recognized that this pattern was happening. We were going in a downtrend. And that's why I hopped in right here. I should have waited and got up here, but I got a little bit impatient. But regardless, I sold 1052. So you can see it was a up, down, up, down, double top, and then we got over here into this grind over here, and this is where I sold right here, and made a decent bit of profit. Made 800. It was only a 21% like trade, but I mean I made $865. It took a minute, yes. It was kind of a shit entry, yes, but I saw that we were down. I saw that we were downtrending based off this and based off of this. Um, so that's why I hopped in that trade. And I also just believe, just based off this dump right here. I mean, this was a, let's see, 67.98 all the way to, let's see, 67.45. That's a 50-point dump. So like that big of a dump makes me think, okay, yeah, we're definitely like there's no way we're coming back up for air. There's no way. The Bears are so in control. Oh, hold on. All right. What am I going to look up? And then my second trade, I know where that. Damn. My second trade was around 2 o'clock. Give me 1 second. Let me find it. So I bought that one at 205. So I bought that one. Honestly, right here, this was honestly like not a bad entry on my part. Like we were already below the level that if we broke below it, we were going to go lower. So like this one, like in my opinion, was not a bad entry. One, it was 2:05. It was 2 o'clock, 2:05. So it's right before it's power hour, and usually that's when a lot of volume kicks in. Well, anyways, it went down and it did go up, but then obviously I stayed in it for about 19 minutes, and right here is where some good profit was, and then it kept going over, and then right here when it kicked down all the way right here, this is where great profit was. Okay, if you go to the 1 minute chart, let's just go to the 1 minute. See, I bought it 205, like right here. Saw this, so it stayed under the line, popped back up, but then it kept going. What time did I sell? I sold at 2. Right here. I sold that trade on this green candle, but it was a red. It went all the way down to here. And again, I made some pretty decent profit. So I was trading with the trend, okay? There was like literally there was no hope whatsoever of the trend today recovering by any means. You see a double top right here on the 1 minute chart, right? And then you see a wider double top right here, okay? And then you see an even smaller double top right here. Let's go to the 3 minute. Double top right here. Kind of a double top. Let's spread it out real quick. Double top right here. Double top right here. So it was all double tops. It was bullish. There was not going to be a reversal whatsoever. We stayed in between. We couldn't get above this line, which was just a simple level. A simple level, and we could not get above it. We tried how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and we could not get above it. 4 times. That's clear enough as day for me to know that we're not going up. Yeah, you could catch a nice on the 3 minute. You can catch a nice scalp right here, catch a nice one here. But obviously, you see trend down. It's just going to keep going. And then obviously we get to lunchtime right here. It's just kind of meh, which it always is. and then you catch end of hour before, and this is when it starts getting a lot more volume, a lot more movement. So that's why I took my trades today. I was basing it off trend. Could I have been wrong? Yes, but I went 2 for 2, and I went 2 for 2 yesterday, or 3 for 3. Um, I am working to try and get better entries, so it's not so much of a roller coaster. I'm still trying to learn the FVGs as best I can. Um, but obviously, you can see with this FVG, we had one right here. And right here is when the candle hit in it, and guess what? Boom. FVG hit it right here. Boom. So we kept and also this is where this line was. We kept rejecting this entire line. This FVG, this candle right here made this FVG, and look what happened right here. We hit it, boom, nailed down. So, yeah, I'm going to work on my entries. I'm trying, but, I'm not holding in these trades for a lack of better words, excuse my French, for shits and giggles. Okay? I understand, but here's what I want to tell you guys and what you guys need to know. Just because I personally on some trades do not do a stop loss, that does not mean that you need to follow me. Okay? I can survive not having a stop loss. But if you guys don't have big accounts, you cannot. Now, I'm not saying every trade that I do is going to be a roller coaster like this whatsoever. But if you have to have a stop loss, have a stop loss. But I will say, do not trade SPX. I understand I say SPX, but you guys can trade SPY. Okay? Any time, let's say if I say, hey, I'm hopping in a let me just, for instance, let me go to the converter real quick. And you should be able to do this in your head. So let me go to the SPY converter real quick. So let's say if I'm hopping a 6,800 call on SPX, 6,800, convert. What does that come down to? 679. So it's not even a point off. Let's say if I do 6,765, what's that come down to? 675. So it's about a point difference. It's about a point less. Okay. So if you ever see me say buy SPX 6,800, go buy SPY 679. Okay. Or right above, whatever works for you. But SPX it moves so incredibly fast, guys. Like it can literally, it can literally go from negative 50% to plus 60% in a matter of seconds. That's how quick SPX is. Okay. SPY moves at 1/10 the speed of SPX. It doesn't move the same. Now, it does move the same, like in direction, yes. But let's say if I just, hold on. Where are we? All right. So I'm confused. Why is this doing this? All right, whatever. Hold on. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Do candles. Let's change these to blue, and let's change these to yellow. All right, here we go. So the blue and yellow candles are SPY, and the green and red candles are SPX, what I trade. So blue and yellow is SPY. So can I not zoom this in? All right. Now sometimes they're going to match. But as you can see, sometimes the SPY candles are a little bit bigger in ways. But when it comes to your money, it's not going to be as heavy as a hit. But it's also not going to pay as much either. But it's a safer option. The reason I trade SPX is because, one, I have a greater chance of making more money, and two, it's a tax advantage for me. But remember, if I say SPX, whatever the number I say, it's literally going to be one number less than what I'm saying. So if I say 6800 SPX, it's going to be 679 SPY. Let me look through some questions real quick. I've seen them stack up, and I've been trying not to look at it so I can finish my sentence. All right, I'm just gonna start from the very top. Holy crap. Oh, okay, that's about S2BN. And yes, sometimes I do DCA. Not gonna lie, but and you guys can too. Let's say if you're on a SPY trade, and let's say you have the confidence and you believe in the trade, you can DCA if you're down 30% and cut your percentage down in half. I DCA'd I think once or twice on both of these trades because I didn't want my percentage to be as negative, and I want it to go positive a lot easier. That's totally fine. With DCAing is fine. Now, if you're negative 99%, negative 80%, negative 60, yeah, probably don't DCA. Okay? Like, it's either going to come back or it's not. If it comes back and you're negative 30%, then you could DCA. But don't DCA if you're negative 90%. If you're negative 90%, you might as well just ride it out and just hope for the best. But you shouldn't put yourself in that position to have to do that. Never have I been in a trade with myself where I've gone negative 90% and I've DCA'd or sold it. There's no point in selling it at that point. You might as well just hold it, and maybe you can get a little bit better of a little bit better of a loss, if that makes sense. All right. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm just trying to catch up on anything. Yeah, I want to know more about the non-EMA and the FVG strategies. All right, non-EMA, super simple. It's probably it's the easiest strategy to learn. All right. So, and who is that? That was guys. Just so you know, like I'm going down like it's by question. So just know I'm gonna get to you. Sean W. So EMA strategy, easiest strategy to learn. It's my EMA line is this purple line right here. I've got no specific settings other than it's EMA 9 and it's a close. That's it. I have my line as purple because I want my colors of my indicators to stand out. I don't want them to blend in with my levels line, these blue lines right here, and I don't want them to blend in with my candles. I want to be able to see them clearly. And I also make the line a little bit thicker because to me, I just feel like this line is just too small. See that? I can barely see it. So I just make it this much thicker so I can see it. And pretty much what the EMA is obviously you can see all these candles below it. When your candles are below the EMA 9 line, you know you're going down and away. But once they start testing this line like they did here, you're kind of chopping. But for calls, this is a good, here's a good analogy. Here's a good example. So you would not hop into this trade right here. It's a beautiful trade. It's a beautiful run. But you would not hop into it probably until this candle right here. This second candle, because what you want to see is you want to see one big candle push through it like this one does right here. Let me get this little thing. Hold on. All right, yep, here we go. All right. So we see this candle right here. It pushes through it. And then we see this candle right here. It closes on top of the EMA 9 line. Now, why we don't want to hop in this candle, which I have been victim of, but why we do not want to hop onto a candle like that, because look over here. See how this candle right here, hold on, me. Boop. All right. Oh, no! All right, come here, little devil. Come here. come here. No, I want to, whatever. See how this candle right here pushes above this EMA 9 line, and then you see this second candle form, and you're like, oh, dude, I can hop in that. That's a confirmation. But then it tanks like this, and now your account's deleted. Yeah, that's why you don't do that. You want to wait for a third candle to confirm. So even though this would be a short trade, you see this right here. And this, oh, I'm on the 5 minute. Give me a sec. Whoop. Where's my arrow? Here we go. All right, sorry, I was on the 5 minute. So actually this wouldn't be a bad trade. So anyways, you see how this candle, boom, pushes past. That's a strong candle right here. Then you've got this candle, it confirms on top. And then you've got this candle, it confirms on top. That's when you hop in. You hop in on this candle right here. And then you ride it up. And then, honestly, at this point, let's see. RSI is 87, so it's pretty oversold or overbought. And then on RSI, if you have divergence turned on, so on RSI, let me just go to this. Hold on. On RSI settings, there's this cool little checkbox right here called Calculate Divergence. And so what that will do is it will anticipate a reversal for you. And so what that does is it will draw a line, and it will say it'll pretty much tell me this is a potential bear. So it's reversing on me. So I would get out right here because my RSI pretty overbought, and end up you do pretty well. I mean, you could wait and like sell right here, but again, like remember, you're going to go negative because you hopped in right here, so you're going to go negative right there. You usually want to go when it breaks your EMA, but I try to avoid waiting for that to happen because it's just it could bite you in the ass. Now, let's say if you hop in on this one right here, you're going to be fine because look where you hopped in. You hopped in at, let's see, 67.81, and then you rode it all the way up here. Now you could hop out right here, and look, you're out at 67.92. That's an 11-point gain. Or you keep riding it, and let's say you don't sell until this big engulfing candle. Well, guess what? You're still 67.98. So that's that is a, let's see, 67.98. I mean, that's almost a 20-point gain right there. So you're making good stuff. But these big vertical ones, they're just hard to gauge on the EMA 9, in my opinion, because of just how aggressive they are up and aggressive they are down. So if you hop in here, you're probably already up a good percentage. And that's why I say take your profit, especially when you're a small account. I understand you want those 100% trades. I know. But they will come, one, as you gain knowledge, as you gain confidence, and you gain understanding, those 100%, 200% trades will come. But you don't go into a baseball game swinging for the fences every time, because guess what? You're putting too much power into the bat. You're not focusing on the ball, and guess what? You're striking out every time. But if you keep your eye on the ball, and you just aim for just hitting the ball, you will probably get a couple of home runs out of that. But you gotta watch the ball and hit the ball. Okay? So stop aiming for home runs, guys. Build your account. I don't care if you only made $20. $20 is better than negative $20. You got to start somewhere. And you got to stop expecting that you're going to make $2,000, $3,000 in a day. You don't have the capital. Profit Hunter has said his P&L has shown for the past couple of days that he makes his P&L has shown $3,000 plus dollars. Do you know how much he puts into a trade to make just $3,000? Double or triple that. $9,000 in one trade. Do you know how much money I put into a trade to make a couple $1,000? $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, $15,000. That's like 2% of my account. It's not a lot. And another thing, you've got to stop having an attachment to money. I know that that is easier said than done. Trust me, I know. I know. I know. It's easier said than done. But when you stop looking, like Profit Hunter said today, I saw him say it in the chat, in his chat, and I've said it before too. Stop looking at how much money you're up and just look at the percentage. And then look at how much you made last time. I don't care if you have to put a black piece of tape over where the money is shown on your screen. I don't care. But you got to stop worrying about the money, because you're going to look at the money and you're going to see, you're going to see, oh wow, I'm up $200. I can get to 400. And then you get to 400, like, oh, that was easy. I can get to 600. And the next thing you know, the market dumps on you and you're negative $400. And then you're like, God, I can't believe I didn't sell. Oh, I'm so stupid. Yeah. I don't know who it was, and you don't have to tell me your name. And if you're in here and I read this wrong, I saw somebody, and nobody point out who it was, okay? I want you to keep it completely anonymous. If the person wants to say something, they can say something. If you guys know who it is, keep it to yourself. But I saw a comment today, somebody saying that they were up $80,000 in a trade, and that same trade turned to negative $40,000. Excuse me? Guys, if you're ever up an exorbitant amount, stop hoping for it to double or to make a little bit more. You're greedy. And what's going to happen when you're greedy? It's going to bite you in the ass. And then you're going to sit there and you're going to be pissed off at yourself. You're like, God, why didn't I just do that? Like, oh, what can I do to get that money back? And then you're going to revenge trade. Or then you're going to try and find out some quick way to make the money back you lost. It's gone. It's gone. You're never getting it back again. Yes, you'll get it back again, but I'm saying, like, you're not going to be able to do it that time. You have to have structure. You have to be clear-headed. You can't be emotional. The moment you're emotional is the moment you already lost. You lost immediately. All right, sorry, that was a long ramble just off a question on the 9 EMA. All right. Let's see. Would you stop option? Would you stop? This is from Parthiv. Would you stop option trading if below is your return in trading? Negative 10% overall for options, 400% overall just by stock trading. Well, let's say, all right, let's just say this for example. Okay. So let's say you're over 400% in stock trading, so your stocks are doing well. So, and you're only negative 10% overall. No, I wouldn't stop. Learn how to leverage that money. That stock money. You're not losing a lot. You're actually making more money than you're losing. Like, you're losing a little bit, yes, but you're going to lose some you gotta be okay with losing to win. Because if you don't lose, then you're never going to win. You're not going to be able to learn from your mistakes. You're not going to be able to learn to be better. Okay? That's with everything in life. That's with everything in life. Okay? When we were all kids and we played a sport and we weren't good at the sport, and I mean, did we just quit? Maybe some of us did. Or did you want to get better? And did you eventually get better over time with repetitions? Yes. But that doesn't mean if you have $1,000 account, go $400, $500 every trade. Go $50. Go $100. You don't have to win the lottery. Okay? Consistency is better than being a consistent trader. Making gains every day, no matter how big or small, is way better than being an inconsistent trader where, let's say, you make $3,000 this day, and then the next day you lose $2,000. Next day you make 200. The next day you lose $3,000, and then the next day you make $8,000. It's like, what? Like, you're inconsistent. You have no consistency in your trading whatsoever. You're lucking out because you're getting these big wins, but it's like you're leveling it, you're evening it out. So, Um, let's see. Yeah, I want to know more. Okay, I already did that one. I thought he was Middle Eastern. Okay. How does SPX follow SPY? I don't have SPX with my brokerage. Just a basic question before you start. How does SPX follow SPY? They're both the same thing. Um, SPY is like 1/10. Oh, and who asked me that? That was GoBolt. Um, here, if we want the, I don't know exactly. Let's see. R SPY, and I'm gonna ask the dumb question, so it just answers it for me. But yes, they're the same, but why they're different? One's an ETF, one isn't. Um, yes and no though. So SPX is an index, tracks S&P 500 directly. Um, trades only in regular market hours. SPY is an ETF, holds S&P 500 stocks, trades like a stock, highly liquid, tracks SPX at roughly 1 to 10 ratio, pays dividends. Um, SPX move so SPX SPY follows SPX, not the other way around. So whatever SPX does, that's what SPY does, right? But it does it at a much different, a much less aggressive rate. One SPX point equals 10 SPY points. One SPX point equals 10 SPY points. Hold on, that kind of. Hold on. I'm just. Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, he was just talking about the price. Like SPX at 5,000 is SPY near 500. So 1 point. Oh, I missed the decimal. That's why. So 1 point on SPX equals about 0.10 on SPY. 10 points on SPX equals 1 point on SPY. 50 points on SPX equals 5 points on SPY. Okay, that's it. I didn't see the little period. I was like, wait, what? No, it's not. All right. Let me see. How did you learn from your losses? What is your process to analyze these trades technically and psychologically? That is from whatever, CES. How did I learn from my losses? Figuring out what the hell I did wrong. Did I have a bad entry? Was there market? Was there news? Did I get too greedy? Blah blah blah. It's a mix of those. Do I understand the strategy that I'm working with? Multiple different things. If it was news driven and it was random, well, then that's out of my hands. There's nothing I can do about that. Okay, if I'm in the middle of a trade and Trump, let's just for instance say, if I'm in the middle of a trade and did I just do it again? Hold on, I did. Where are we at? We're on Monday. So let's just say I'm in the middle of a trade. Let's just, for instance, say that this is, I'm in the middle of a trade and then it just dumps like that. There's nothing I can do about that. Like, I just have to have if it starts dumping like that, I'm going to wish I had a stop loss, you know? So, and if it's greed, well, then I make sure the next trade I do the next day, I'm not greedy. If it's something wrong with my strategy, well, then guess what? I will come here to my little computer that I'm at right now, and I will replay. I will replay the entire market. On TradingView, you can do it. You just back it up, and then you press play, and then you you rewatch the trade. You can change the speed, so I can do this, and I can watch, and I'll figure out where I went wrong. So Something else I'll do is, let's say you're trying to learn a specific strategy. And let's say you want to learn how to trade with FVGs or trade with the 9 EMA or trade 9/21 EMA, whatever. Go on YouTube. I'm telling you guys, YouTube will be your best fucking friend. You want to know why? Because it's visual. It's visual. I know for myself, I am a visual learner. Okay? And if there's something I can't understand, I will go on YouTube and I will type in the dumbest questions I can find to learn how to perfect the 9 EMA strategy, how to day trade using FVGs, best trading strategies for SPX or SPY or QQQ or whatever, best day trading strategies, and just watch them all. Watch them all and try them out. If they work for you, they work for you. If they don't work for you, they don't work for you. But you've got to be able to, you've got to try to see if it works. So try with the 9 EMA strategy for a week straight, every day. Try it. Go small, but try it. See if you can figure it out. Okay? And then if it works, then keep using it. Okay? And let's say, all right, that one works. Now let me try the FVG. Let me see if I'm better at this one. Try the FVG to get a clear understanding and then try it for a week. But you've got to try this stuff. You can't just sit there and watch the videos. I understand it's frustrating to lose, but like I said, you've got to lose to make tweaks in your performance. You don't know what you could do better or what you're doing wrong until you lose. Of course, when you win, you think you did everything perfect. You think you're the greatest. Oh, I'm sorry for cursing, but I'm so damn good at trading, and the next day you blow your all your profits. It happens. It's happened to me. It's happened to Profit Hunter. I mean, it happens. We're human, but if you're consistently doing that, then obviously it's not working. So you need to like literally this isn't a game. This is real money. And if you want to be good at this, you have to be willing to you got to be willing to study it. You've got to be willing to go back and look at this chart right here to the left. The amount of hours, if I could track my hours on this, how many hours I have on this, that's not including during market hours, it's insane. It's thousands upon thousands of hours just charting and trying new strategy. I bet you Profit Hunter's the same. I didn't become successful at this, nor did Profit Hunter or Swills or Moss Stocks or any of those guys. They didn't become successful just by hopping in and winging it. We studied. It's real, dude. It's real, guys. And luckily, you guys have great traders that assist you into getting in great trades, but that's not all we want to be. We want you guys to be able to do it yourselves. I cannot wait until I get to go to the profit section and I see somebody saying, I took this trade by myself and I made this. I don't care if you made $2. I don't care. I don't care. But you've got to be willing to like actually put some time into this. You've got to, if you want to be good at it. Now, if you just want to come in here and you want to make a couple $1,000 and then dip on out, perfectly fine. All right. Next Fed chair believes in low interest rate. Trump throws a bone. Yes. I'm down 15,000 from the app. I want to move forward. That's it. I appreciate the realness here via. Yeah. Oh yeah, no problem, Joe. For real. Can someone share trades KP? Yeah, I can. I think I'll share it in a sec. Remind me at the end. It's on his YouTube. It's pinned. Can you go over the real basics of what indicators you use and what each of them really tell us? From GoBolt. Sure, I can do that. No problem. So I'll turn them just all on. So that looks crazy, right? I'm not going to turn them all on. Let me update this one. Apparently this one needs an update. All right, so I just went over the EMA 9. I don't think I need to go over that one again. SMA 50, I like having that on there. It doesn't necessarily like I don't trade based on it. Like I don't enter a trade solely on the SMA 50. It's just more of a confirmation for me. So I like to see it because it kind of tells me where the overall trend is going, right? And the SMA 50 is this white line. Well, you see right here, the SMA 50 and the EMA 9 both cross, and you see when the SMA 50 is under the EMA 9, what's happening? It's going up. Now, obviously, you see right here, and this is another thing what I used in my trading today, or not today. Oh, I forgot I'm fast forwarded all the way. Hold on. How do I get out of this? All right. Another thing that I was using as a confirmation that we were continuing to go down is my SMA 50 literally was up here the whole time. It never got. There's not one time it was under any of these candles, and that tells me we're bearish. So that's why I use that. Don't ask me about FEGs. That's Profit Hunter's forte. I'm just trying my best to learn. I think I've got a okay understanding on it. Supply and demand, which really the demand didn't play much of a role today just because we just kept pushing down. But supply and demand really, like when we're in these zones up here, so you see supply is up here. This is well, you see it just moved now. But when we're in these zones or near them, that's usually where a lot of selling happens. Okay, and that's where we're going to go down. Usually when we're close to this today, at some point this was all the way up here, by the way, but we just kept pushing past it. But when we're close to the demand zone right here, that's usually when a reversal could happen. That's where a lot of buying happens. But today the bears were just so strong they didn't care. Let's see. Let me turn off some indicators so you guys don't get confused by everything. I don't really use VWAP too much, to be honest with you. I mean, I do have it on here. I like to click on it. Sometimes if we're getting stuck somewhere, I'll just see where we at. Bollinger Band. I love using the Bollinger Band. I use it for pretty much all my trades. And what I use it for, I mean, clear as day, as you can see, as we're riding this green line, you know, as long as we're riding it, we're going down. But this is where it got sticky right in here. We kept going up and rejecting right here, and then we kept coming down, and we just started doing all this crap. And when I got into the initial trade, the first one, we got into this right here, and I got out somewhere around here. And when we started chopping, I didn't want to be in that anymore, so that's why I got out as early as I did. But I made some pretty decent profit off of it. And then the other one that was 2 o'clock. So like right here's when I hopped in, but then we reversed right back up, and then it hit that and then bounced right back down, and I got out like right down here. Sorry, my mic turned off on its own. But with Bollinger Band, today was not a great day to use it. A good day to use it is right here. So let me get my arrow, my trusty little arrow. Hold on. Oh, I want it. Screw that arrow. All right. So as you can see, we're right here. So when we're above this line, this blue line right here, this is when I like to try and get into it. This is something I like to use to get into a trade, because when we're above this blue line, we're going up. And as we ride across this blue line in between the blue and the red, this is when I like to. This is how I kind of gauge how my trade is going. I don't use this as a confirmation to get into the trade. I use this to tell me how my trade is going as it's performing. Now, once the candles start bouncing outside of this Bollinger Band, then they're going to start moving sideways into overcorrect, because they want to be right in between them. They do not want to ride this line for too long, because when they do, you're going to have a hard rejection. And look, we did. It moved sideways, then boom, hard rejection. But we rejected off of this line, the 68.13, which is another strong resistance. Look right here. You can see We're under it, and we're riding this line nicely. And then you can see we start to poke out of it a little bit, and we start trading sideways. Once we start trading sideways in this Bollinger Band like this, especially this many candles, this is when I'm going to start considering getting out. Because, one, it's just chopping up all my profits. But that's why I like to use the Bollinger Bands. I just like to use them as a guide more so, not as a, oh my God, all the arrows. All right, hold on, let me delete this arrow. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. All right, what's next? Almost down 15,000 from the app. My tax guy gonna look at me with the dumbest look when he sees my losses. Hey, write them off, wicked. Down 10K from the app. Yeah, guys, look, you're gonna be down money. There's going to come like there's always a point when you start trading where you're going to be down, like very bad. Take those times when you're down to learn how to get back up. Oh, Profit Hunter left. Poor guy. Wish he was still here. Let's see what's next. We don't have SPX. You can trade SPY. Weren't you down like 30% after you got in? Jerry, clarify on that what you just said. On what trade? If you're talking about SPX this morning, yeah, at one point, yeah, I was down 30%, but then, but I believed in the trade. Trump just claimed that inflation has stopped. Okay. Trump speech over already. How to pin different time frames. Mine is one at a time. I used the TradingView desktop app though. How to pin different time frames? What do you mean? Like just do this? Like click on each of them like that? I don't know. It was like that for me default. Almost a triple profit. Question. I've been trying SPX versus SPY. I notice SPX is a bit pricier, but and this is from Jazzy, but moves a bit faster, can go from -30 to 30 plus 30 real quick. And for someone who's trying to learn how to do quicker scalps in and out of workday, LOL, and for a beginner, do you recommend sticking to cheaper and multiple contracts of SPY? Yes. Yes. I would highly recommend, Jazzy, is trade SPY. Like I trade SPY for like a couple of months before you hop into SPX. Seriously, SPX is a whole different animal. Like it it moves the same, but it's like, and I'm gonna run in my fridge real quick and grab something to drink. Well, I don't know what just unplugged. Something unplugged from my computer because it was wrapped around my. Can you guys still hear me? Hello? You guys can hear me, right? All right, I see Rogue typing. Okay, you're good. You're good. You're good. So anyways, think of it this way. A good example. Oops, sorry. Need to get some water. All right. Think of it this way. SPY is like I don't know. A fucking dirt bike. Right? It's gonna be a crazy analogy. SPY is like a dirt bike. It's great. It does well, but then SPX is gonna be like a freaking Ducati racing motorcycle. Okay? It's just like they're both the same, but they're also both vastly different. Like it's just not the same. Or it's like being like riding a Harley Davidson, which is like a cruiser motorcycle, and then hopping on a motorcycle that can go 250 miles an hour that's meant to, race in the MotoGP or the Isle of Man. Okay, they're both motorcycles, yes. They both are fun and dangerous, but one's more dangerous than the other, and one's more fun than the other. One gets you from point A to point B eventually. One gets you from point A to point B with extreme adrenaline. So before you hop on the extreme adrenaline, I would highly recommend hopping on just the safe A to B first and learning with that. Did you wait for last FEG to fill before you entered? You're gonna have to tell me about which one. I do SPY most traded 0 DTE. Yeah, SPX is SPY 3x or something, right? 10x. 10x got yeah. Austin MC, I think that's a mistake we made, as I told you folks thought it was yeah. Yeah, it's double top right here. Yeah, double top. ChatGPT is saying Trump's speech was more hawkish than dovish. I don't even know what that shit means anymore. Again, sorry for the cursing. I'm trying to dial back on it, but I'm just being me. Was a good entry for puts if you used FEGs. If we did FEGs, puts today, golden. Yep. I don't even use FEGs. Would you say your strat is more based on historical trading experience and institution versus profit hunter strat? No. I would not say they are vastly different. Yes, sometimes does profit hunt do I am profit hunter do different trades on the same stock? Like sometimes you'll see that I'm in a put and he's in a call. And when that happens, yes, that can definitely confuse people about who's right, who's wrong. Me and Profit Hunter are never about who's right, who's wrong. I might be doing a scalp. He might be doing like a extremely long play. And both of them can pay off. His may take longer, mine may take longer, but we both have the same mindset. Our strategies are just a bit different. He uses FVGs, I do not. I am learning FVGs though. But as you can see, the people that followed me today did pretty well, and some with Profit Hunter struggled a little bit. Day before that, or 2 days before that, Profit Hunter and them, they did well, and I struggled a little bit. So there's going to be those times, and it's hard to pinpoint like strategy and stuff wise. Yes, I can clearly say I don't use FVGs. It's not, I just haven't learned it yet. But we're wavelength wise, we're essentially on the same page with our stuff. I've seen multiple times where I've put out a call, and then 5 minutes later, Profit Hunter's putting out a signal for a call, and it's the same thing, So, but institution-wise, and that was Bebop's. The institution ones, never follow me on institutions. I'm probably not going to say it anymore that I'm doing an institution because I don't want people to follow me into that. That is a dangerous game, and it's just a very risky, dangerous game. Okay. I've only done it twice, and it's extremely, extremely risky, like very risky. Because I'm following the money, but the money can be wrong. And I'm also following the money for something that may happen, right? There's no strategy behind it. That's the one thing I'll say. There's no strategy behind it. It's purely skepticism. So I probably will not post those anymore because that'll never be a trade signal from me. Hey guys, I saw $30 million in puts being played. I'm going to go do the same thing as institutions. Now, I will use that as ammo. I will use that and look out for that. Like, okay, well, all these institutions they have a $30 million puts out. So, maybe I'll see, how the market is. Is it bearish or is it bullish? What are they expecting? And I may take that into consideration when entering in trades. Yo, Austin, I've seen lots of people asking how you set up a stop loss on Robinhood. Can you show it? That you can't. You can't set up a stop loss on Robinhood. You can set a stop limit. I would not recommend doing that because what that does is essentially you have to, when you set a market order on Robinhood, so let's say right now this option price is trading at $62 a contract, and you set a market order for $55 a contract, you essentially have to do that as well for a stop limit. So you have to set it for, let's say you bought it for $60 a contract and you're setting your stop limit at $50 a contract. You have to set that, submit it, and then it essentially tells you have no contracts, but they're waiting on the market to be sold for that stop to hit. But let's say for some reason SPY decides to shoot up and you don't have any time to sell because you've already submitted a market order. You've got to then go cancel that market order, refresh your page, and then go to sell and type in how many contracts you in. And then by the time you've done all that, you've already missed the boat. You've missed the party. So if you want to do a stop limit, what you can do, and this is what I do, is you can do a horizontal line. All right. So let's say I'm on this trade right here. God, I wish I was. I wish I was on this one. But let's say you're right there. So what I'm going to do is, so it doesn't mix with my other lines, I'm going to make this a red line, and I'm going to make it a pretty big line. And what I'm going to do is, now, oh, I got to unlock this. Right? Come on. Oh, why did it place so many? Hold on. Place like a bajillion of these. All right, this is what I'm going to do. All right, now watch this. I'm going to stop with this crap. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this right here. All right. Now, obviously, I don't know. Now, obviously, new trading day. I don't know what's going to go down, but we're just going to have my stop right there. All right. Now, I'm going to change this to, let's just say 0.5. It's going to be pretty slow for a second. Let's speed it up. All right. So we can see it's going down. So I'm going to follow this closely. All right. We're still going down. All right. Boom. We just hit my stop. Now I'm going to go sell. Right? That's how you do it. You follow with that and you stay true to it. I don't care if it goes all the way up here and you're like, oh, maybe it'll come back down. No. No, 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 no. Unless you have $800,000 in your account, no. No, let me make that better because there's going to be some smart asses in here. Unless you have $50,000 in your account, no. Respect your stop loss. You'd make great money right here. I promise you. Today, a lot of stop losses got hit. It messed up a lot of people's trades. Today I didn't really set a stop loss because I wasn't that heavy in. And I also believed in the downtrend. So I did not set a stop loss. I wouldn't recommend that unless you have a big account and you can afford it. You guys need to figure out what your limit is. Is it negative 10%? Is it negative 20? Is it negative 30? Each stock is going to be different. Okay? SPX, it can go from literally 60% profit to negative 30 in the span of 2 seconds. Okay? Are you willing to ride that pressure? I am. That's fine with me. Okay? Especially for trades like today, because I was very bearish today. Extremely. I believed in the downside, especially once we got under this line on my second trade. It was bar none. I knew it was going down more. I called it. Jerry can back me up on this. Jerry saw me call it. A minute before it happened, I said, incoming more downside. And Jerry, what did it do a minute after that? It dumped. Did it not, Jerry? It dumped. All right. Haha 67. Dangerous. Celeste gains. That's what drives my nervous system nuts. You guys are going to have to. And losses. Yep, the multiplier is less. Yep. Matches more or less. SPX, so you can post your earnings in WSB. Can you talk more about that line that was serving as such strong resistance? Is that dating back to historical higher time frame? Think it was 673. This one is 67.43. Well, let's see. Oh boy. Hold on, let me lock these. Here's my major fuck nah line. $67.43, that's right there. Major resistance here. And it served as major resistance here. I don't think it got any higher than that over the course of time. No. I just saw it was major resistance here, and over the course of let's see, 20th, 21st, an entire week, it served as resistance right here. And then we started going below it and above it. And it was, so I knew once we got below it, we were going down. Because look, right when we pinned below it, what happened? Tanked down. We tanked down. Tanked down. Right? Once we got above it, what happened? We started trending up. Once we got below it, though, started trending down. If we get down to this fuck nah area, again, sorry for the language, but that's just me, it's going to be bad. Once we get down here, it's going to be really bad. So, yeah. All right. What is your strategy called? Also, what are your thoughts on ICT 2022 model? ICT? ICT. You're going to have to expand more on that. Jazzy, also another question. Since XSP is tax advantage for short-term games like SPX, why don't people trade that over SPY? Because I believe XSP... Oh, why don't they? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. If it goes hard in one direction during the start of the trading day, do you focus on doing trades only in that direction for the trading day? For example, today, you just play puts. Some other days, like a few days ago, just calls. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah. I mean, today, look, this has been happening for the past since the 12th. I mean, we've just been in a constant downtrend. This kind of crap. This is kind of, I mean, yes, you can make some good plays off this, but this is just a mixed bag. It's a slow grind up. Obviously, these days you can see so I like to look at the 4-hour chart and see, okay, what have we been doing? What have we been doing? And until we get a reversal, what was that? Somebody subscribed to me? I don't know what that sound was. Until we get a reverse, I'm gonna keep playing puts until we get a reversal. Okay, you got to lose one day to figure out what you're gonna do the next. We've been in a clear downtrend. Okay, look at all these gaps too. These gaps are insane. We filled this gap. Gotta fill this one next. But yeah, pretty much, Jerry. LOL, do you normally have that yellow line in your RSI? Yeah, I like the yellow line in my RSI, actually. I've just come to like it because when they cross, that usually means it's going to go in the opposite direction. So, like, right here, you can see it crossed it. Well, this is on the 4-hour. Hold on. Oh. And that's a Rogue that asked that question. So usually when like we're under it, obviously, I mean, it's a pretty clear indicator we're going to keep going lower. Now, obviously, you can have moments like this where it's not that case. But yeah, I just like to use it as a general gauge. Let's see. Yeah, no, not no. The I just started using this yellow line literally days ago. Yeah, usually not per previous streams. It's just a moving average. But actually, I've actually put it back on there and just seen what it does, and I actually do enjoy using it. So yeah, I do keep it on there now. Thanks, Profit Hunter Vegas. I thought so. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so the indicators to watch on to of MR 90 MA or RSI and what I didn't catch it. The 90 MA, the 50 SMA, RSI, and then the Bollinger Bands. Think he said 3 to 9K per day. Just hide your P&L, lol. Always flip to percentage only to keep track. Yep. Can you show us again your settings for the RSI? Who asked me that? That was Fabio. Yeah, sure thing. My settings for RSI are my RSI length is 7. My source is going to okay, just if you don't change this, it's going to automatically default to close, just so you know. And that's what it looks like. Looks like a lot of crap. Okay? I like to do open, high, low, close 4 because it just smooths everything out a little bit. And then type SMA length 14. That's going to be my yellow line down here. What if I did 7? Let's see what that would look like, just out of curiosity. Not much different. I'll keep it at 14. I've been doing well off 14. And then also I checked this box right here, calculate divergence. Okay. All right. Wow. What? OMG. Swing, right? Not day trade. I don't know what y'all are. I'm so behind in the comments, guys. I'm just trying because there's so many of them. Yeah, stop saying 3K and you'll go to Spearmint Rhino. Think 30% and you'll go to Spearmint Rhino. Day trade. What are y'all talking about the day trade thing up here at 8:43 a.m.? What did I say? I don't remember. Could you imagine how good IRAs and 401ks return could be if active good traders were trading our money instead of them just throwing it into ETFs or index funds? No way. Life-changing money. Oh! You're talking about the 80K and the guy that was like up 80,000 and down, then went down 40,000. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know. If I saw, I don't care if it was a swing trade. If it was a swing trade and I saw up 80,000, I'm taking that. You're joking if I'm not. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. What did I miss? Had to step away. Yeah, I don't understand. If that's a day trade, I'd have bonk you on the head for that. Austin is truly great. Thank you, XSP. Truly inspirational. Wow. Just think of the loss as a lesson and take something from and learn. Yep. He is just yelling at us nonstop, Rabbit. I'm not yelling at you guys. I love you guys. I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to enjoy this. And there's going to be times where you don't and you just want to punch your computer screen. I get it. I've been there. But you gotta find a way to make it a game and make it fun and not take it too deep. And the way you do that is don't over leverage yourself. Don't kill your account. All right. Man, I just left my kids because I was getting yelled at. Thank you for this. Open up a lot on DCA and when not to DCA. Tracking the losses more yep, and learning from the losses. Yep. If total investment portfolio size like 20K, how much would you put towards stocks versus pure day trading? That's from Jazzy. Honestly, put like 15,000 in stocks. Jazzy, I would put $15,000 in stocks and 5,000 for day trading. That is plenty. $5,000 is plenty of money to day trade with. That is, you can make with $5,000 you can make easily $1,200 a day if you do it right. Now I'm not saying you can, but I'm saying like if I was given a $5,000 account, I could easily do $700 to $1,200 a day and build that account up, right? Yeah, put 15,000 in stocks. You don't need to day trade $20,000. I know most people follow EMA indicator, at least I do as a beginner, but can you explain a bit about VWAP indicator and if that is useful and how to follow with? I don't really use it that much, to be honest with you, the VWAP. That's from Dinesh. Yeah, I don't really use it that much, to be honest. I've had it on here for so long. All I know is like if it's obviously we're pretty below it, but if it's trading a lot right here, like in the middle of the VWAP, then I'm not going to trade it. But that's not to say I wouldn't trade something like this going up. It's just if it's consolidating a lot right here in the middle of it, then I'm not going to trade it. So that's when I'll turn it on for that. But I don't really use VWAP that much. What's my consistency rate? I don't know. I really need to start doing a P&L calendar to figure that out. And I need to track my trades a lot more. And that's something I'm going to try and be better of just to show you guys. But I will say, let's see, today I went 2 for 2. Yesterday, which was Tuesday, I went 3 for 3. Monday, I believe 2 for 3, and then Friday I went 0 for 3. Friday I did horrible Friday. So, 100%. Where are you from? It's Jay. Gotcha. Thanks. Is it always good to jump in on third consecutive green candle to confirm the upside? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Sometimes you might get got, but like right here, if you jumped in the third consecutive candle, well, you got, and that's what happened to me. I got, and that's okay because guess what? I stayed in the trade, and it. Oh, sorry, nope. I'm thinking. Forget. Um, for calls, let me turn on the EMA real quick. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you could, but it may reverse on you. I'd go on the fourth. It just depends. I wouldn't say the third candle. I would say if your third candle confirms on top of the EMA, then yeah, absolutely. Um, you know, you got this one, sure, you can hop in on that one. Um, it just depends. I'm just trying to look. Look at all this red, guys. I mean, this clearly we are not in a bull right now. Yeah, we're gonna have moments like these. Like these are great moments, but like, God, it's just horrible. All right. Um, what made you want to do a 375K put versus smaller side? You said on that this was a hedge against what? No, I did a hedge against that 375. So I did a 375K put, and then I did a $50,000 hedge against it. How does that put compare percentage-wise against your portfolio? It seems like a large percentage of your portfolio is at risk. Probably a couple percentages, but why did I do it? I saw institution made a bet towards the afternoon, and I saw that they had not sold yet, so followed the institution's money, and I probably would have I could have held longer, but I didn't want to hold that type of money a day longer, and I already had some good profit from it. So, do you have a personal rule? This is from Jazzy. Oh, that other one was from K Soloco, the about the hedge. Jazzy, do you have a personal rule of max of like how many trades per day? I really don't like to do like today I only did 2 trades. Yesterday I did 3. I'm usually like 2 to 4. There's no reason to do, you know, 8, 9, 20 trades in a day. Like you're just over trading at that point. There's not enough entries. Like unless you're scalping, there's really not enough entries to do like that many trades in a day. Like 2 to 3, like that's a decent amount of trades, guys. How do I keep up with day trades if I have a small account under 25K and I get limited by my broker Robinhood? Switch to a cash account. Nemosny. Switch to a cash account. Cash account will, one, give you discipline, and two, it'll keep you from over trading. Doesn't mean it will keep you from losing money, but once you've spent that cash, you can't get it back until the next day. So it'll teach you discipline. It'll teach you not to just hop in trades just because of it. It'll teach you to perfect your entries. And it'll also keep you from over trading. Let's see. Can the FVG and EMA down strategy apply in other stock? Then yeah, absolutely. They're very interchangeable. I mean, look, I won't even go to Nvidia. I'll go to something like Tesla. Ooh, who asked me that, by the way? That was Tihui. All right. EMA 9. This is Tesla. Golly, this thing dumped. Yeah, look right here. EMA 9. It's working perfectly. And the Bollinger Bands, too. I mean, all of these indicators work with any other stock. Yeah, they work just fine. Let's see. What else we got? Ooh, where am I at? All right. I heard my name. Hello, beautiful, even though you're not in here anymore. Which time frame is best when using the 9 EMA? Personally, me, I like the 3-minute. I like the 3-minute time frame. But while I'm in a trade, I'll switch between the 5-minute, the 15-minute, just because I'm trying to see what's going on overall. When I'm in a trade, though, especially SPX, I'm in the 1-minute when I'm in the trade, because these candles are so aggressive. Like, I would not have caught my sell if it wasn't for this candle right here, because it dipped right down here. I would not have caught my sell if it wasn't for the 1-minute. So I like being in the 1-minute, especially for SPX. I'm not going to say that for other stocks, but me personally, when I'm planning my exit, I like to be on the 1-minute, especially when it's very choppy like this too. Now, if I'm trading directionally, just trying to find a good upwards like this right here. So this was, let me just make sure it's Tuesday. Like when I'm trading this, what time was that again? That was Tuesday at like 1 o'clock p.m. All right. Yeah, like right around here. Now this, I'm not, when it's directional like this, I'm not going to trade on the 1-minute, because look at all that bulk. Look at all that bullshit. I'm sorry, I just had to. Look at all this. Like, I don't want to trade. I don't want to look at it like this. This is going to stress me out. But on the 3-minute, where are we? Tuesday. See, this looks way cleaner. It's not going to stress me out. All right. Let's see. Which time frame is best when using the 9 EMA though? Yeah, 3-minute. Let's see. Law winging it. Send me your course. You're in it, wicked. Father, you called. Motivation at the peak. Thank you, the Godfather. No problem, Serge. Austin for president. Jerry for vice. Win with Austin. Addresses the nation. I can't. I wasn't born in the U.S. Neither was Obama. He didn't say what country. Do I have to pay a subscription to get all the indicators you have? No, you do not. He's an honest guy. That was from Zach, by the way. No, you don't have to pay a subscription for any of the indicators I have. 2, do you have to? 2, maybe free, maybe 3 is when you pay. Oh, to have the amount of slots? Yeah, you got to upgrade, but I think I've got like the premium. Like, I don't think my thing's anything crazy. Yeah, it's just premium. I think it's like, actually, I just got the bill the other day. Let me look at my email real quick. I'll tell you what it was. Although I may have deleted it. Hold on. Yeah, I may have deleted it. I delete a lot of emails. Sorry. I think it's like $50 a month, or maybe like 20. I don't know. It's nothing crazy. It's worth it. Let's see. Jay reminds me of Jerry Seinfeld. True statement. Let's see. So people, I missed first 30 minutes. My bad. Would this recording be available to watch? Yes, Rocky, it will be. Profit Hunter, may I know how many years of experience you have as a trader? I'm going to say he has 15. First deal today. Favorite them, yeah. If you get limited, it's because your account is set up for margin. You need to switch to cash. Yes. That's when you guys said you could hear me. Holy crap! You guys are typing so much I can't catch up. every new trading day. Yep. Are you trading calls or stocks? I'm trading calls and puts. I'm trading options. I don't really trade stocks. It seems with SPX time decay is worse. Um, Not necessarily. I'd actually say it's both about the same. The time decay amount. You just got to remember, you can lose more money. You can lose money faster, but also gain money faster on SPX. That's from Schmitty or Smitty. What was that, a beer? No, it wasn't a beer, I promise. After buying SPX, should I set the sell order to take profit immediately due to how fast it can be volatile? Mhm. So something I always do is here. I'm gonna show y'all. Like this is. Don't worry. I'm going back to streaming. I know I turned it off. My screen would be set up just like this. I have TradingView over here, and I'd have Robinhood right here where you guys are. When I execute a trade, I don't really need it. I don't need this for anything except for looking. So I'm gonna go over here to the top right, wherever the sell is, and I'm gonna type in however many contracts I have. So if I have 100 contracts, I'm gonna type in 100, and then I'm gonna have my mouse hovering over the sell order. Now, does that mean I'm gonna sell all 100 contracts immediately? No, but I'm doing that in the instance that it reverses on me or something bad happens, or let's say if it juices up 70 points for some reason, I'm not going to worry about trimming if it does that. I'm just going to sell the entire order. Okay? Now, if it is doing a nice grind up and we're at plus 30, then I'll go up there, edit it real quick. But yes, I automatically, every trade, I already have the amount of contracts I have purchased. I have them ready to go, ready to sell. And I have my cursor holding over the submit order. Now don't submit. Now here's the thing. You have to click 2 buttons to sell on Robinhood. Don't make this mistake and submit the order and then hover over the second button, because if you do that, whenever you click submit, it's going to lock in whatever that price is that you have it on. So let's say if you're at $165 a contract, but it shoots up to $255 a contract, and you think you're about to sell all those contracts for $255, you're not. When you click sell, because you have to, it's kind of like when you cancel a subscription, right? You hit cancel subscription, and then it says, "Are you sure you want to cancel subscription?" You have to click it twice. So it's basically saying you're submitting order, and then there's another button at the bottom that says, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Don't go into that. Just type in the amount of contracts you want and leave it at that, and you're just gonna have to double click it, because if you submit it and then the price shoots up and you sell, you're gonna sell for whatever you click whenever you click submit. Does that make sense? All right. How did you learn this before there were groups like this to support people like us? I just taught myself. Trial and error. I read a lot. I watched a lot of YouTube. And that was also from Sean W. I read a lot. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and just a lot of trial and error. That's how. Nobody taught me this. Luckily, you guys don't understand how lucky you are that have people that actually want to teach you this. Like, teach you this stuff. Yeah. All right. Do I have to pay a subscription to indicators? No, it's all standard ones. I think he has it posted somewhere. I can repost them again. I mean, how did you learn what you know before support groups like this? I just answered that. If calls, this is from buys, calls, are they expiring a few days out? No, I'm doing 0 DTE. Just because I'm doing 0 DTE, though, I'm experienced. That does not, and that was from buys. Calls, puts, I'm doing 0 DTE. But you can only do 0 DTE on SPX and SPY and maybe a couple others. But like let's say for instance Nvidia or AMD, you can't do 0 DTE. I think the furthest you could do is like 7 days out. But when you're trading these, if you are not experienced, okay, and you're kind of a beginner, I would not recommend doing 0 DTE until you get a clear grasp. I know I just undid it. I'm just putting it back on that. I would not do 0 DTE until you get a clear grasp and until you get some confidence and some wins under your belt. Okay? 0 DTE is, I don't care if it's SPY. I don't care if it's SPY. 0 DTE can bankroll you. It can. And it will. The market does not care about your feelings or about your bills or about any of that stuff. The market is out to take your money. Okay? So just because I do 0 DTE does not mean you should. Now, I will say this. The further you go out, the more expensive the contracts are going to be. But here's the thing about it. The more expensive the contract, the more protection you have. Okay? So think of it like car insurance. Well, sometimes, unless you get a lot of speeding tickets. But let's just say if you've never had a speeding ticket whatsoever, you're a good driver, the higher your car insurance is, the more coverage you have, right? And the cheaper your car insurance is, the less coverage you have. So pretty much it's saying the cheaper the contract, the less likely you are to make profit, because it's going to dwindle down into becoming worthless. Now, the good thing about that is 0 DTEs, they pay more. Okay? But a 7 DTE is not going to, we can have the same exact strike price, okay? Same exact strike price. I can be a 0 DTE and you can be a 7-day DTE, and we can be in the same exact trade. And we can both exit at the same time. I'm going to get paid more than you are. That's the trade-off. You get paid more, but you also risk losing more. All right. I will be max level once I learn FVGs, right? Let's see. I had a put for that dump. LOL. Thanks, Austin. No problem, Rogue. Yep, I made 40% there. You're welcome. Were you bearish for the day before market open or as the day went on? And if before the market open, why? No, as the day went on. I mean, I've been bearish for the past week just because, again, I looked at the 4-hour chart and I just saw that we've been in a downtrend. But after I saw that dump this morning, yeah, I was definitely bearish. Let's see. What's the outlook for tomorrow? I think it dumps more. But we'll see it open. But I think it. I mean, I don't know. I think it dumps more. We're under this line right here, this 6,743, what I've been eyeballing all week. I'm gonna head off, take care of stuff, but I hope to see this up on YouTube. Very informative and love what you're doing. I just subscribed. Oh, thanks, Nemosny. Yeah, definitely. It'll be on YouTube and it'll be in the Discord. Austin, still in the... No, I sold that. No, I sold that today. I'm going to try it out. Gotcha, thanks. The guy losing his cat. Yeah. Look at percentages versus absolutes. Yep. I wanted to throw my phone today. Happens to the best of us. I yelled at my cat yesterday. Poor cat. Come on, Signa. You're better than this. Let's see. I realize I can get angry issues, then I chill a few minutes later. Yeah, it happens. All right, let's see. Can you show the relation with SPY and SPX? Sorry, I just joined. Maybe I missed. Yep, sure thing. Who asked me that? Swin. Pretty similar relation, huh? I'm going to change the color so you can see. But the relation is literally the same, is it not? Look at that. Exactly the same. Just less aggressive. I mean, it moves the same, but percentage-wise, it's less aggressive. I thought Obama was not born in this country. What slots I haven't really messed with it, like your access for indicators. You are echoing. I don't know why I was echoing. It sounds like a you guys problem. Oh, I finally made it to the bottom of the comments. Nice. How old am I? I am 28. All right, well, I'm at the end of the comments. I've made it to the end. Does anybody else have any more questions while we're here? I'm old as fuck. Hey, relax. Gandalf the Grey, get out of here. Do I want to hit Battlefield again? No, I'm going straight to bed after this. I am so tired. You heard me yawning. You heard how much I was yawning on the freaking microphone. All right, all right, all right. That's enough. Um, Wicked, get out of here. Yo! Hold on, where's it at? Where's the AO thing? Hold on, I gotta find it. That was funny. I love it. Hold on, I gotta find the AO thing. Where is it? Oh, I thought I had it. I don't see it. Damn, I don't know where it's at, but it's the AO thing. There you go. I'll give you that one. Who is this Wicked? Oh man. So if you called a SPX 6720 put, what call would it be? Well, it wouldn't be a call. If it was a put, hello. Sorry, my mic turned off again. Um, a 6720 would be a 671 on SPY. 671 to 670, give or take. Swin. Um, really do enjoy your live stream emotions. I feel the same way, just with $40 profit on the line. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. I love doing these live streams for you guys, and I love talking to you guys. I truly, truly care about you guys' success. And Profit Hunter does as well. All these guys do. I may be the most vocal, but somebody has to be. Well, if nobody else has any other questions, you're ready for Tuesday. What's on Tuesday? Oh, God. Sorry. Yeah. Dude, I'm so tired right now. I'm exhausted. I didn't take my Adderall today. Dementia. Shut up. All right, well, guys, if y'all don't have any more pressing questions, um, then I'm gonna end it here. But as always, it's always a pleasure getting to talk to you guys and just help you guys the best way I can. So always let me know if you have questions. I'll try to do these little streams like this, once or twice a week. But yeah, don't worry, guys. It's gonna get better. You just gotta learn. All right, you just gotta learn, and one day it'll click. But when you're a child and you're trying to swim. You don't know how to do it, and you're just trying to not drown. But eventually, one day, you just become good at swimming. So look at Bebops. You think that guy was just a beast of a surfer out of nowhere? Hell no. That dude got eaten up by a ton of waves. I can promise you that. First 3 5-minute candles? Hell no. Nah, we're gonna sit there and wait for some confirmation. How long will the program be open for? Are you talking about like this Discord? Forever. I mean, as long as you guys want to have me. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's only been open for what, 2 weeks, if that long? Yeah, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. I've already got a 5-year plan. Like, like I've got a 5-year plan ahead of me. All right, so like, don't even till the money runs out. Well, if the money runs out, we'll go get some more. You're fired. You're fired. You're going on the other side of the wall. You're fired. We're gonna build a big wall. Oh, I lost my raspiness. We're gonna build a big wall. We're gonna have a great day tomorrow. We're gonna get past the put wall, and we're gonna make a lot of money. Okay? All right. All right. Well, I am clearly delusional right now. Um, um, I don't know. I don't know if I want to replace him. I mean, I wouldn't mind his bank account, but other than that. All right, guys. Well, that's enough lollygagging. I'm gonna go to bed. Love you guys. See y'all tomorrow. Peace out. What are you typing, Cigna? I see you typing. What are you typing? What are you typing? What were you typing? Nope. Come back. Type again, or you're fired. All right. See ya.